My name is Debbie, and I'm speaking to you straight from the Kweku Artist Search Studios at Sassy Radio. I'm a producer, and you know what time it is? It is time for the lion to tell a story. Tune in and don't go anywhere.
Right, but at the same time, you try find 3 or 4 speeches of Empress Menen. It's difficult. She's not out there in the front trying to be seen, trying to be heard. She works quietly. She's building schools.
On October 4th, 1930, Empress Menen opened the doors to the Empress Menen School for Girls. Girls from all over the empire were brought to the Empress Menen School to receive a modern education. The first of its kind, the Empress Menen School for Girls provided Ethiopian girls with equal access to a modern education, which had previously only been available to boys in Ethiopia. Now, in addition to learning household skills, were given an education that allowed them the opportunity to stand side by side with their male counterparts as active life partners. Some of the young women educated at this school went on to further their education abroad and became administrators, company directors, and members of parliament. To raise the standard of handicrafts in the country, Menen later expanded the school to include training in useful trades such as rug making, spinning and dyeing of wool and cotton, weaving, silverwork, woodwork, and basket making. Classes were state-of-the-art for the time. Classes were also taught in French, and subjects included the sciences and mathematics, as well as household management, dressmaking, and physical training. When this girls' school was established, there was strong opposition to women's education in Ethiopia. This was due to popular opinion that an educated woman would not look after the house, while prejudice held that the husband of a literate wife would not live long, as his spouse would resort to curses and other wicked practices to kill him. On April 26, 1954, after 2.5 decades of delivering education and vocational training to countless deserving students, the Empress Menen Girls' School celebrated its 25th anniversary. The Emperor and the Empress, as well as thousands of others, attended this celebration. What a joyful occasion for Empress Menen to know that so many young women from all over Ethiopia had been educated at a school with first-rate facilities. In the years since its official opening in 1930, many girls have managed to complete their education here and have proceeded to attend higher education and gain employment in governmental offices and in the private sector. What a joyful occasion for Empress Menen to know that so many young women from all over Ethiopia had been educated at a school with first-rate facilities, and that several alumni of the school had contributed to the development of the country. The school's curriculum exposed women for the first time to the sciences, while the art and handicraft departments of the school were instrumental in improving and expanding the traditional heritage of paintings, as well as fabric and garment production.
She's building health centers. She's building churches. She had the church where the Ark of the Covenant rebuilt. She abolished child marriage in Ethiopia, worked hard to end that practice that she herself had suffered. So Empress Menen was such an example during the war, mobilizing the nurses, speaking out against war. This was Empress Menen, perfect helpmeet, or helpmate, black print for the Rastafari woman.
The Empress ordered the translation and publication of 14 sacred books. The proceeds of the 3,800 copies sold, which amounted to 12,000 Ethiopian birr, were donated to St. Paul's Grammar School for disadvantaged children. The Empress also donated a large plot of land and houses from her mother's estate in the Kofa area to this school. Also that year, Their Majesties opened the first teaching hospital in Ethiopia.
So on this time of her Earth Strong, let us celebrate Empress Menen, elevated to the highest heights by her kingman, and also this concept of the Redeemer. I meditate on this because His Majesty was in a position to redeem his Empress Menen from a life of misery, because all of these child marriages. she was not happy, and we can see even as she uh, progressed in life, she had health challenges, and a lot of these things, if we trace them forward, it probably could trace forward to, the life that she lived as a young child. It could not have been an easy road. So the fact that she was able to link with Tafari and the love that they shared, they demonstrated. There was another incident where His Majesty almost drowned and Empress Menen was on the way to her brother's funeral. One of her brothers died, and instead of going to the funeral, she turned around her caravan. And this is before cars, this is before roads, this is riding on horses and donkey, months to get to where we're going. She turned back around when she heard about our kingman almost dying, and went to attend to him, make sure she nursed him forward to health. So throughout her life, she always put His Majesty first. There was no questions. The type of character and the life they lived and the joy that they shared, She couldn't stay with him in exile in England because the weather didn't agree with her, and she stayed in Jerusalem, where she also gave up her crown, because of praying for her people and saying that she would give up her crown if Ethiopia was restored. That crown was the crown eternal that was placed on her head. And, through all of this time, we see that Empress Menen left the physical form. In 1961, His Majesty have a famous speech where he spoke about Empress Menen. We'll put some of that here in the episode as well. But we never see His Majesty remarry. We never see him with another sister after that time, publicly. The respect that Empress Menen hold, is beyond reproach. And that's the example for my brethren that we want to aspire to. So we have to look for these qualities in a sister. Can't just be that she pretty or she sexy or just because she like you. No. Look for these qualities. Is Empress Menen put her life on the line for her kingman and to fulfill his vision, and they reach the highest of heights that can be reached on this earth. King of kings and queen of queens. So let this be an example. We have to give thanks for our Empress Menen. We have to give thanks for the example that she has laid eternally for the Rastafari woman as a feminine woman. This is something that is, a big point of contention with modern women of today. They become very masculine. We have a black print of a feminine woman, royal. You can't find a picture of Empress Menen in no pants. Highly educated woman, you know what I mean? So it's not because she was educated she's masculine. No. You can be strong not because she was feminine, she was weak. No. She exuded strength. She exuded femininity. She was not in the front, always have to be heard. Her strength was quiet, nurturing, motherly. And we're not saying that women must not be vocal, but that don't mean that they need to be out in the front. Every woman needs to do that, or that we have to put that pressure for the sister and them to be on the front line. No, they are capable, but we need our sister, particularly as Rastafari brethren in the home, caring for our youth, schooling our youth. We have no schools, we have no infrastructure for the youths, and the outcomes are self-explanatory when we look at our youths and the retention rates of our Rastafari youths. We have to provide the space for them to be within their full feminine nurturing selves as brethren. Time to hold the line. Step up. I'm a Gideon. Time to reveal who you are in this time.
Yeah. Well, Haile Selassie the first is the Almighty. And this is the Charles Match Kwasi. Well, the Global Groundation, this one is for the black family. Well, since we're talking about the queens then, would I have to talk about Empress Menen? Well then, man a big up all him girlfriend, not say nothing about Empress Menen. Well then, go on chant until the world end. Would I have to talk about Empress Menen? Well then, all the girls we defend, have to talk about Empress Menen. Well then, married in 1911, with a love that comes from heaven. Well then, you can tell all of your brethren, she raised Haile Selassie children. Then, and she never deviate, never complain when the king a work late. Always got food up on the youth template. Oh, what a joy to see a smile on her face. So full of grace that she the Vatican hate. Well then, all the people rejoice, Empress Menen at the children's choice. Well then, since you're talking about the queens then, would I have to talk about Empress Menen? Well then, a man a big up all him girlfriend, not say nothing about Empress Menen. Well then, if we chant until the world end, would I have to talk about Empress Menen? Well then, all the girls we defend, have to talk about Empress Menen. Well then, well, the Jaya so daddy come with a dirty plan fi come destroy the family. One come separate the king from the queen. With the Ottomans him come set up a dirty scheme. King Rastafari ride and come in and destroy those boys we try intervene. Empress Menen so pure and clean. Haile Selassie I me know say him a the supreme. Tell Babylon say ya dream them a dream we come fi burn down them Roman scheme. Well then, since you talking about the queens then, have to talk about Empress Menen. Well then, coulda chant until the world end. Have to talk about Empress Menen. Well then, a man a big up all him girlfriend, not say nothing about Empress Menen. Well then, all the girls we defend, have to talk about Empress Menen. Well then, Queen Mother for the earth, remember she gave Haile Selassie youth birth. World War II she was so hard at work, heal all the soldiers when they get hurt. So full of grace she dressed up in a long skirt. Use her money to build school and church, just a smile on her face that make me know what life's worth. Well then, all the people rejoice, Empress Menen at the children's choice. Sila.